Speaking freedom, giving you the answers to be free.
We use the client to develop, to grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
Work call. Yeah, man. Gotta go in here and dance, but I don't get that.
So, I actually don't have time to do this video right now, but I want to do this video right now because I am looking at the Jeff Epstein fallout is what I'll call it. This is what this series is going to be called, the Jeffrey Epstein fallout. I'm looking at I have not looked at any of the documents. Let me just make that clear. I don't plan on going and reading a whole bunch of documents about pedophilia. I don't. That's not in my plan. So, for me, I have been hearing the highlights, catching, the gossip of what is in the files, looking at the information, because what I like about this era of social media is that so many more people are providing receipts for things when they talk about things, especially something like this. So seeing the receipts of what people are sharing that have time to go and read all of that, it is really giving me a lot to think about. Not because any of this shocks me, not because I don't believe any of it is true. It is really baffling to look at exactly what's been going on, because if you look at some of my old videos for years, I've spoken on the fact that these things are what people have been doing for years, and it is just now starting to see the light of day, because eventually the truth comes out. And so watching these documents be exposed, and I'm doing this video right now because this is the very start of the effects of the truth coming out. So right now we've had at least one or two people step down from their positions in different countries and in the United States based on the documents being released. Now, a lot of the things that's going on is the fallout for so many redactions. So they're trying to hide the names of people that they feel like it could hurt, whether it is their business or whatever, within these files. And I think that is one of the reasons why, okay, so it's a crazy thing, right? Because I think that Trump being in office, it really helps people to learn how the government works, because the nigga don't know how not to be loud about everything that he's doing and what's going on or whatever the case may be. So he's exposing the government for what it really is, because the people that's in politics, they know not to do certain things. They know not to say certain things. Even if they're doing it in the background, they know how to make it not seem like what it is. So whether it is the insider trading, or whether it is the corruption in government, people that have been in government all their lives know, quote unquote, or think that this is just the way it is. So they don't seek to change the way it is because they're used to it being that way. So instead of changing the way it is, instead they go along to get along. They just try to get in their position, get their little, do what they can for their little area, if that's what they're there for, or for whatever the benefits of being a politician, because essentially you get paid to be a politician. And as a politician, you can either do a lot or you can do a little. And if you choose to do a lot, that means you could either work a lot or you could work a little. Even if you choose to do a little, you still can work a lot doing a little bit or work a little of doing that little bit that you're doing. So it is crazy, strange, interesting to actually see how everything goes with this, because it's going to tell us a lot. So I'm doing this video right now because this is the start of everything coming out. This is the start of people leaving their positions. I believe that I watched some of the hearing, and the attorney general is very defensive about what's in the files, which is red flag number one. Like, baby girl, you got to be cool when you in there, or else you're showing your guilt very loudly. You're showing the people that you represent guilt very loudly. So when I say that Trump is in office, it does two things. It exposes people, but it exposes people. It exposes the government. It exposes how things have been done. But with him getting this new lease on lawlessness and them saying that he can't be convicted of things, so they dropped a lot of his old convictions or whatever because of some bullshit. Listen, I'm not against Trump. I like the fact that he say what it is, that he is the reality star of the whole thing right at this moment, because he doesn't have the wherewithal to know what not to do to protect the office at hand. Because I'm a military veteran, I understand that you have to protect the office. So protecting the office can mean removing people, because the office in itself has to be protected. Protecting the office means saying the right things. It's the public presentation of what you offer, basically. And so you have to protect the office. The president seat is the office. The person is just filling the office at the time. So he is exposing the good things, but because he is the president and he can possibly be lawless, then he's also being exposed. Like, it's crazy. When you do wrong and you go after people for doing wrong, or you go after the people that want to expose you for doing wrong, and then in turns it exposes more wrong. This is why loyalty matters. Loyalty matters. This is why integrity matters. I have a whole section in spiritual human behavior about integrity, because when you have integrity, when you live right because it's right, just on a whim because that's who you are, or because you know that it can come back to bite you, however, whatever reason you choose to live right, when you live right, you don't have to worry about whatever you've done, said, or been coming back on you, right? Because you live right. When you live wrong, when you do wrong, when you are shady, then the shady shit eventually begins to shake out, because when it gets to sifting, the shade is going to not be able to hold that sift. You know what I mean? Like, the shake is going to do what it's going to do, right? But I just sifted some powdered sugar the other day when I was making a cake or whatever, and you got to sift it out, or else it's going to be real clumpy, right? So I'm sifting, and despite how much I sift, now balls are coming up. Now little clunks are being created because of the sift, right? Shift in the sift. Okay, so the shift in the sifting has created little clumps of the powdered sugar. So as what we seeing right now, as this shift, sifts the information out. And as things play out, what we're going to see is, I think it is going to be a crumble. So they said, the attorney general said, if we prosecuted everybody that is in the Epstein's files to mess with little kids and eating kids and all the other shit that they was doing or did, or accused of, then we would crumble America. Sometimes, sometimes in order for things to be built right, it all has to come crumbling down. So, in my understanding, my awareness, my just my thinking in general, and then the understanding of how the world works. When something is built on a fucked up foundation, it's going to crumble eventually, and you got to go and fix the foundation. And so when Trump was saying make America great again, yeah, it was used racially, but the sentiment of what it says, America, not the United States, America, the country, that means the continent, not the government of that has established residents in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the continent of America. You have North America, Central America, South America. So this is why people are happy that Bad Bunny addressed it as America and not the United States. Again, for myself, I just don't know Bad Bunny or his music to really be like, ooh, yay, Bad Bunny. But you know, I stand with, if it had a message, then I stand with the message that he delivered. It's just not my genre, not my favorite style of music necessarily. Like, I only know the song that he did with Cardi. Other than that, I've never heard any of his music before. And if I have, it was like, I don't know who that is. I'm just listening because they played it, okay? But, okay, I have to go. But this is just my first video on the fallout of Jeff Epstein files. That's what it's going to be called, the fallout of the Jeff Epstein files, because Jeff he's deceased. The girlfriend, they say she just got moved to a luxury facility, which most federal facilities are high end. And then the files are being released, and there are everybody names is in there. They had some little shit about Jay-Z in there. Somebody in 2019 called and gave a tip about Jay-Z from 1996, and it didn't even make sense because Jay-Z had not even peaked at that level at that point. He was not the person that we know him to be right now. Back then, he was still in the street. So that had kind of been like debunked. But in 2019, you calling, that sounds like somebody that just wanted his name to be in there so they could say, ooh, look, his name is in there type shit. You know what I mean? But anyways, moreover, so it has been Dalai Lama is in there, Oprah is in there, Bill Clinton is in there. These are just the names that have come out today that are highlighted. I might look into it, but I don't want to read all of the files about all of the bad things he did to those little children, or about them eating children and the code. I don't want to take in all of that. When you've lived with any type of abuse or manipulation, or you just know, like, you have a sense of empathy, you don't want to read all of that. And I can be upset about it, but I'm not surprised. I've never been surprised by anything that has come out when it comes to stuff like that. I at this point in my life at 43, I'm not surprised by anything. So I just take everything for what it is and let it be that. And if I feel intrigued, then I will look into things just to get a better understanding or whatever. But generally speaking, I'm not surprised by anything. So I am not excited to watch the fallout from the Epstein files, but I am very intrigued, and I might watch one of the a couple days of the court thing, the hearing or whatever. But day one, of the fallout of the Jeff Epstein files. I gotta give it a little nickname or something because it's too much. Anyways, I'll do another video once I get myself situated, and we're gonna talk about this some more. I decided long ago and never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live what I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all inside of me is sexual chocolate.
Thank you for joining Speaking Freedom as we continue to assist you with your daily growth and intuitive wisdom. Loving is a lifestyle and we love to love. Inspiration is how we fuel faith. Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love